When it comes to having well-defined arms, it's essential to not only have a nice peak, but you also need to have wide biceps. This combination gives a fully developed and visually appealing arm. In this video, we are going to discuss 2 tips to help improve your bicep width and discuss exactly how you can integrate them into your training routine. Welcome back to another video. I'm Brendan Martinez. I'm currently getting my doctorate in physical therapy. Now, before we jump into the video and discuss what the 2 tips are, let's do a quick anatomy review so we understand how our arms are actually made up. So let's discuss how our biceps are made up. We have a short head, which is on the inner part of our arm, and then you have the long head, which is on the outer part of your arm. Now, the main movement of the biceps is actually supination, which is turning your palm up towards the ceiling. And a lot of people associate your biceps with elbow flexion, but that's actually the secondary movement that this muscle performs. And because of this reason, this is why almost every bicep exercise is done in a supinated position. Now that we understand how our arms are made up and what the biceps do, let's jump into the first tip, which is to train our brachialis. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a bicep video. Brachialis has nothing to do with that. We didn't even go over it in the anatomy review. However, I promise this will make sense. The brachialis is actually the primary elbow flexor, and the biceps kind of steals the credit when it comes to this movement, but the brachialis is located deep to the biceps and it's going to be on the outer part of our arm. When this muscle gets bigger, it's not only going to make our arm appear wider because it's located on the outer part of the arm, but it's also going to push our biceps up, which makes our arm look even more defined. Another benefit of training your brachialis is that the increase in strength will translate to other exercises, and this will lead to an enhanced overall arm strength. And because of this, you're going to be able to do more weight when you perform bicep exercises, so it's going to put more stress on the bicep itself, which ultimately will lead to more growth. So how do we train our brachialis? Great question, thank you for asking. Now, technically, your brachialis is going to be working in any curling exercise because, like I mentioned earlier, it is the primary elbow flexor. So it's going to work in conjunction with the biceps and also our brachioradialis, which is a muscle in the forearms that also assists in elbow flexion. But if we want to prioritize our brachialis over the biceps and the brachioradialis, we want to make sure that we do any curling exercise in a neutral grip, and that's going to be with our thumbs up towards the ceiling. And a great example of doing a curl with a neutral grip is going to be hammer curls. As you can see in this video, my thumbs are up towards the ceiling and my wrists are in a neutral position. Therefore, my brachialis is going to be doing the majority of the work. But once again, you can implement this with pretty much any curling exercise you could think of, such as spider curls, incline dumbbell curls, and also concentration curls. And that wraps up tip number 1. Let's jump into the second tip, which is going to be training whichever head of the biceps is smaller. Now, this point may seem very obvious, and that's because it is. But many people don't realize that you can bias a long head versus a short head depending on which bicep exercises you do. Now, for me personally, my short head is actually bigger than the long head. So in my training routine, I've been incorporating exercises to bias the long head. And now it isn't rocket science to figure out which side is bigger. All you got to do is go to a mirror, and most times you can visually see whether the inner part or the outer part of your bicep is bigger. Training the head that's lagging behind will help you develop a well-rounded bicep and ultimately lead to wider looking arms. Now let's go over some exercises that you can do to bias the long head versus the short head. Starting with the short head of the biceps, you can perform wide grip barbell curls, supinated or palm up cable curls, and concentration curls. And alternatively, some exercises that we can do to bias the long head include incline dumbbell curls, close grip chin-ups, which are amazing to overload the biceps, along with drag curls. And now before we end the video, I want to go over one other tip, which is pretty much a little bonus for you guys if you've stuck it out and made it this far in the video. If you want wider looking biceps, you need to train your forearms and you need to hammer your triceps. And if these muscles are well developed, it will help your arms not only look more defined overall, but they will draw attention to the transition between your forearms to biceps or your triceps to biceps. So please make sure that you're not skipping out on training forearms and triceps, because having a well-rounded routine is absolutely essential. Now, just to summarize today's video, if you prioritize training your brachialis and whichever head of the biceps is smaller, this will ultimately lead to a wider looking bicep. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and subscribe for more. And don't forget to hit push notifications to make sure you never miss an upload. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video.